making grumpy pizza tonight because I don't feel like cooking. But I'm hungry. As usual, we're using my bokacha recipe today. And the first step is to get yourself some warm water. You want it to be about the temperature of urine. Our next step is a tablespoon of yeast. Not that yeast. This yeast. This is the stuff that's alive. This is the stuff once it's dead. Same stuff. I better Google that. Our water's still a little bit too warm, so we're gonna wait a minute. Now we're gonna add an even tablespoon of yeast and the same amount of sugar. Give those a very gentle stir. Immediately after pouring it in, we can also add our oil now that we've stirred it up good. Yeah, boo, you've already gotten your food. You've already gotten your dinner. Don't even try it. That's the yeast doing its thing. And you see it start to do that, it's time. That's okay. That's about 2 teaspoons. Now, salt kills yeast, so you don't want to add it in until you've added your flour as well, so it can mix in together. This is our whole wheat flour because we wrote it on the bottom. That way you don't get your lids mixed up. All right, now we're just gonna start to mix it up. See, I have a particular method where my left hand here, I'm just doing one motion. In my right hand, I'm turning the bowl. So I'm just hitting the same spot over and over again. It's like I'm a human Cuisinart. So I've got it kind of together now. There, that's good. I think we're at the point where I can start using my hand without it sticking. There we go. Now we're just gonna knead it for a bit. It's still very soft. I'm probably gonna have to add a bunch more flour. It's also very warm. My water was warm, and what that means is the dough is gonna move fast. Once we've mixed this up nice, we'll set it aside. We'll let it rise once, and then we'll cut it in half, and pretty much immediately shape our dough, make our pizza, and cook it and eat it, because I'm hungry. Best practice is to let dough rise twice. So with focaccia, I would do the same thing. Once it's done mixing, set it aside, let it rise, then cut it, portion it, shape it, and then let it sit and rise. And then once it's risen that second time, you come in and you poke it down with your fingers and drizzle olive oil all over it. All right, here's our dough. It's picked up all the flour. It's not sticky, still nice and soft. We're gonna put it into our bowl with a little olive oil. Run that around the bottom. Plop it in, make sure it's covered everywhere. And we're gonna put a little plastic over it and let it sit. This is before it's done any rising. And here we are after one episode of Party Down. I think we're gonna go for it. So I ended up using about 1/3 of our pizza dough for this one. For the size of paddle and pizza stone I have, it was the right amount. Now we're gonna speed things up into double time, but when it comes time to toss the dough into the air, we'll slow it down again. And here we go. Ready? Spaghetti. At least we got the country right. I have to work on my camera angles here so we can get the whole thing in. All right. We're just relaxing the dough on our fingers, on our knuckles really, nothing sharp up in there, no jewelry. And that's it. You will use less sauce than you think you need, and you will use less cheese than you think you need. The instinct is always to add more, but this is a case where more can actually overwhelm. Although maybe just add a little more? Okay. We probably only used about 1/4 of the jar. Same thing with cheese. I'm guessing we're going to use about 1/2 cup. Maybe a little bit more, but not much, because otherwise it'll just get all sloppy. Well, what. And this would be a good time to make sure the veggies are prepped and the oven is on. Our dough can only sit on that wood for so long before it will start to stick, especially with our sauce and toppings in place. And now we're going to give it the magic breath of life. Watch out, kitty. Oh yeah, we're gonna have pizza tonight. Sure is shooting. All right, here we are. It's been about 25 minutes at 400 degrees. The cheese is brown. The crust is not going to get browner because the dough is so fresh. Oh my God, that's good. This is the best pizza I've had since the last time I've had pizza. Oh my God, I'm not grumpy anymore.